I was the youngest of two brothers who were successful and determined men. I have always been pinned as the lazy brother who sits around all day, but nobody understands. One morning, the wives of my eldest brothers found me lying and said, "Go fetch us some water while your brothers are at the market, or you will not receive a present." With much hesitation, I obliged. I walked to the frozen lake and cut large holes into the ice of the lake and began to fill my pails. All of a sudden, I caught a pike in my hands. Although no ordinary pike, he could speak. The pike said, "Let me go, please, and I will make all your wishes come true." To make sure I was not being tricked, I decided to make him prove that he could really do this magic, and I said, "Prove it. Make my pails carry themselves back to my hut." The pike replied, "You must say, 'By the will of the pike, do as I like, and your wish will be granted.'" I replied, "By the will of the pike, do as I like, carry the pails back to my hut." And the pails raised into the air towards the town. Surprised that it actually worked, I dropped the pike back into the water and followed the pails. Arriving home with the pails, my sisters then asked, "Go cut some wood for the fire, or you will not receive a present from your brothers." I decided to try out my new magic and said, "By the will of the pike, do as I like. Bring the sled and take me to the forest." The sled comes with no horse, pulling itself, and I ride through the town, accidentally knocking people down, not being able to exactly steer this new sled, and make my way to cut the wood. When arriving back to town, word came to the Tsar about me, the strange man with the sled knocking people down. The Tsar was angered by my foolishness, so he orders for his nobleman to bring me, the foolish man, to the palace. The nobleman arrives to my house. After much hesitation, I finally obliged to come to the palace, but in order to make a point, I arrive on top of a flying stove. Waiting for me was the Tsar and his daughter. After looking at the beautiful daughter, I said, "By the will of the pike, do as I like. Make the daughter fall in love with me." And as soon as I was sent away, the daughter begins to wail for me because of her new love. The Tsar is now upset because of his wailing daughter and turns to the nobleman and says, "Bring me the foolish man, dead or alive." I am fast asleep when the nobleman comes due to an excess amount of wine I consumed at the palace. So the Tsar and man put me in a tar-covered barrel with the daughter and cast us to sea. I eventually wake up confused and ask, "Where am I?" The daughter then says, "We were cast in a barrel, my love. We can finally be together." Confused, I then exclaim, "By the will of the pike, do as I like. Cast the winds upon us and bring us to shore." The winds then blew us to a shore nearby. When arriving, the daughter said, "Please build me a hut to live in." I said, "By the will of the pike, do as I like. Build a mighty stone palace." And the palace is built right before our eyes. The daughter then turns to me and says, "Perhaps you can make yourself more handsome." And I order the pike once again. "By the will of the pike, do as I like. Make me tall and handsome." I then grew tall and became handsome. The Tsar is out hunting when he notices a palace he has never seen and decided to investigate. He then notices his daughter with a very handsome man. As he walks to the palace, I decided to reveal myself. "I was once the fool you cast into the ocean to die." The Tsar then begged for his life. "You may take my kingdom and marry my daughter, but please spare my life." I decided I was happy with that and became Tsar, married the daughter, and ruled the kingdom.